Shout out to all of the angels. Shout out to all of the archangels. Shout out to all of the goddesses. Shout out to all of the gods, the witches, the warlocks, the sorcerers, the magicians, the mermaids. Can't forget the mermaids. Peace be unto you and to your soul as we move into deeper dimensions of practical shadow work. I like to bring forth these daily messages because, growing up, I never had a masculine energy in my life to just, bring forward the, simple have a good day or bestow wisdoms and things of that nature. And I don't feel like anybody should live a life without a present masculine energy in their home, giving you words of wisdom, support, foundation. These things are essential for growth and development. I mean, we can be some wildflowers out here in these streets, but at the same time, it's good to, get grounded and nestle into masculine energy. So if you're having a difficult time, it's not because you're a fucked up person. It's not because, you deserve it. Difficulties generally are due to an unbalance. And what I see unequivocally from growing up, just in my friends, and this is anecdotal and reference to a lot of people saying it online. I've talked to a lot of people. It just seems to be a normal fact that we try to wiggle ourselves around. But, the dudes that had a mom and dad in my friend group fared way better than the ones of us that were emotionally, like they were more emotionally mature to handle school, to thrive in school, to make sure like things happen in their favor. And I don't know what it is about having a masculine presence in your life every day, but it does change you for the better. So I say all of that to say, maybe I can be that for somebody, because it really ain't no sweat for me to get on here and talk for like 15 minutes. And generally, it could mean something to somebody out there in these streets who doesn't have a positive masculine energy in their lives, because that is very essential for overall balance. I think that we have been overdosed of feminine energy within our community, matriarchal energy within our community, and have allowed, for the most part, them to make a majority of decisions for the collective about who we should vote for, what we think. Because you crazy if you think that you could just say, I'm a black person and I vote for Trump. In reference to, if you do the statistic, they'll say black men voted for Trump, black women did not vote for Trump. So in reference to the black vote is essentially moving towards Biden. But that's because there is no black male voice that of reason that people could really trust and rely, because the perpetual black male voice that is in dominant position, whether you have Denzel Washington, Jay-Z, these people have had to play particular stereotypes to be solidified within the conscious mind of the collective. So what am I saying is, like, a person in Switzerland might not know Denzel Washington to be a good guy. He might just think Denzel Washington is old boy from Training Day. A person might not know Jay-Z to be the owner of Rock Nation and do all of this stuff. He might think that he is just a rapper with DMX on Money Cash O's. So let me segue into DMX, Aaliyah, and R. Kelly. DMX was born December 18th. R. Kelly was born January 6th. Aaliyah was born January 16th. So from December 18th to January 16th, the sun transits sidereal Sagittarius to the day. 32 days between December 18th to January 16th, and that is the sun transiting through sidereal Sagittarius. So when you reference Sagittarius, you're referencing the Archer. But what I tend to reference, if you ever got a reading for me, I reference the Milky Way. The Milky Way is the land of the ancestors, and the ancestors are what gives us a higher celestial consciousness other than the regular human consciousness where we just want to eat Snickers, have candy, build a house, just regular dumb shit that don't mundane life, that don't satisfy us. Where do we get this breakthrough from? That comes from Sagittarius, the ancestral realm. So from like the elites do not deal with Western astrology because Western astrology is not practical. Western astrology does not make any sense. Okay, it's not a reasonable science to absorb and to practice. Okay, so when people would be like, well, Mercury retrograde in Libra, or people would be like, yeah, the sun is about to be in Libra. Well, it like you can look, get a Star Walk app, go on an astronomy site and see that the sun is in Virgo. Mercury is not all the way in Libra. It's like at the cusp of Libra and Virgo, but really is still in heart set of Virgo. I say all of that to say the elites do rituals not based upon Western astrology. They do rituals based upon sidereal astrology. So this ritual that's being played out right now, where none of this shit is real, I'm going to lay out some facts. This is just practical shadow work. So in reference to like, let's say I'm going to just think of somebody like Dick Gregory or something like that. Have you ever heard of a alternative theory for Dick Gregory passing? Or was it just 100% known that Dick Gregory had transitioned, give him his ashe, he's on the journey home, right? Excuse me. I don't know what that came. Dick Gregory said, what the fuck, nigga? What I gotta do with this? But there is no mystery or theory around, like no conspiracy theory around the death of Dick Gregory. If it is, I never heard of it. But when you reference, okay, there's a conspiracy theory about this young lady named Natalia LaRose. Just came out of nowhere, was a singer, now she a DJ. Now, if you look up Natalia LaRose, your first instinct is going to probably be like, damn, she look exactly like Aaliyah. But this is where this is practical shadow work, and none of this shit I'm gonna say is going to be a lie. But at the same time, if you don't do the shadow work, you will look at the surface. It's like watching a movie, right? And not doing deeper shadow work on the actual actors that are performing the act. But since you like the movie so much, you don't even get to a point where that person is even real. Like that person, an example would be like Martin. Like motherfuckers love Martin so much that they don't see Martin Lawrence as like the nigga who is not the nigga that's Martin on the show. Like you could try, but it's going to be very difficult. And quite frankly, the person Martin Lawrence might be a completely different personality, person, just energy, everything different from the character that he was playing. But I'm sure he has to deal with motherfuckers acting like Marty Marr is Martin Lawrence. Martin Payne is not Martin Lawrence. But Payne goes into, you can look up Knights Templar, the founder of the Knights Templar, and you'll get that the word Pain. Well, Pain is pagan, and so Pain can get translated into pagan. So it's Martin Pagan, which falls into line because he played a character named the Black Knight, right? It was a comedy, but comedies and dramas is all the world's a stage. So Martin Pagan, Knights Templar, Black Knight, all of the same energy, right? All of the same archetype of the court jester. Okay, the court jester is a powerful energy, a powerful archetype. But if you just looking at it as a comedy show, ha ha ha, Martin, you so crazy, then you missing out on this dude probably generated billions upon, I would even say multi, like 11 figures for corporations. From Bad Boys, the television show, and probably some other shit that I don't even know about, shit that he done did for other people. He done generated hella money for the corporation. Now, if you don't understand that to be God-like energy, sidereal astrology, manufactured energy harvesting, MK Ultra, what am I talking about? Y'all are probably young. Y'all don't remember. Y'all can Google all of the shit that I'm saying. Google Martin Lawrence running down goddamn the highway with a goddamn fur coat on. Right? Just running down the street. Yelling. Right? So essentially, why would you do that? Maybe he smoked a bad batch, but I would say that's really MK Ultra mind control energy, and them harvesting his energy and then manipulating it and using it for their benefit. Hence, he signed a contract. Now, the energy that sits over contract is a deity named Mithras. And the concept that Mithras channel is fair exchange is no robbery. Because essentially what these entities want, what these black men and women want are the physical things. They want the physical things so bad because they lack balance of understanding what is true value. Not some, not all, but some, a majority will sell their souls for physical things. And now when you look at Martin in real time, like look at an interview of Martin, it don't look like. Now watch the sitcom of Martin when he was fresh dipping into the pool of the energy, vampiric energy such as Hollywood and things of that nature. Now look at him. So that's one scenario. Another scenario is when they transfer what we see on screen, but they transfer it to the context within the screen paradigm. Follow me real quick. I know y'all going cap. I know y'all going lie. I know y'all going lie and cap and lie and cap some more, but y'all ain't never had dinner with DMX, R. Kelly, or Aaliyah. But my cousin did though. Y'all gonna lie, cap, and lie. Okay? So let's remove all of the lies and the caps, and everybody here who ready to do some practical shadow work, then you can look at everything that you see on this screen and come to the understanding that it is edited, transcribed, scripted, re-edited, cast. What is a cast? So if I cast a movie, I also cast a spell. In order to cast a spell, I have to select the characters or the stars that I'm going to put before the people. This is very easy to do with human beings, especially at night. You ever cut the lights off to watch a movie? You know why it's so easy for you to do that? Why you think that you being entertained? Because they putting stars in front of your face. See, the reality of practical shadow work is to not, you can watch, like I watched the movie yesterday. I watched it from beginning to end. And I ain't saying don't watch movies, but I also, I be taking trips. I drove 4 hours to go to fucking Mackinac City just so I could relax and look at the stars in HD. So that's what our ancestors are programmed to do. These lights, these buildings, these cars, this energy that they put out is not for pleasure. It's not for success. It's not for good feelings. It is to block you from connecting with the stars. That's it. That's all. End of story. Industry, Rockefellers, like all of this shit, entertainment, television, they can easily control you because they know you're going to pay attention to stars. So when you talking about some shit, I dare you to go on YouTube and not find one video where somebody is talking about R. Kelly. If I know that people are going to tune in and tap in, and then I'm going to create this narrative and understand that the narrative that I create is not going to be a television show. A television show is basic mind control. Advanced mind control is news. Because when niggas put the news in front of y'all don't question it. Y'all actually don't do deeper research in the actual news stories. And these narratives and these things that are being said never even happened. You was not there. Everything you seen was on the screen. And of course, you know somebody that knows somebody, but practical shadow work is never taking another person's word for a particular experience. Practical shadow work is everybody is a fucking liar. Practical shadow work. Everybody. Now, because you've been conditioned in the racist, white supremacist educational system, what I'm about to say might shock you. But even white men with suits on have the potential to lie their fucking asses off. I know that might blow your fucking mind. Yes, it is true. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your daughter, your son, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, whole family fucking tree, grandmother, grandpa, great-grandma, great-grandma, daddy's side, mama's side, whole fucking family tree, liars. I bet you didn't know that. So why wouldn't life be confusing if you never do practical shadow work and tune into your fucking soul? Imagine having to juggle 1,000,001 fucking lies and liars, but you have no fucking detector you have no internal lie detector. I'm going to simplify it for you. Everybody is a liar. Thus, you must do individuation. What is individuation? You must individualize yourself from your family structure, from entertainment, from the world, and figure out what your soul has to say. So, moving forward. R. Kelly, Aaliyah, goddamn DMX. Narrative, narrative, narrative. But can we be so fucking sure that these narratives are true? Like, if you start to examine these niggas' narratives, they just seem almost preposterous and fucking unbelievable. I mean, unfucking believable. Let's just start with Aaliyah. Because practical shadow work is like, huh? How'd that work? So you was born in New York, but you grew up in Detroit, and you went to a school on Jefferson, the School of Science and Arts on Jefferson in Detroit. But don't nobody know your ass though. Like, don't nobody know you for nothing. You just pop up on the scene with R. Kelly. And you singing Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. And you was on Star Search. Star Search. Meaning that they was searching for stars. And then they found her. Because she automatically must have knew she was going to be a star, or that she was a star. So, if you grew up in public school, or you grew up like just in a regular neighborhood, there's no way you can have a possible relation or understanding of a person like Aaliyah in like just normal living her life. Meaning that it's not like your ass can get discovered by the elites because you sing so fucking good or because you look so fucking good. I'm saying that it's black people all over the country. So I can get a black person from Spain or Finland that don't give a fuck about none of this nigga shit in America, bring them to America, put them in front of your ass. You not going to do no critical thinking. You not going to do your due diligence on this person. You going to accept the narrative that's presented to you. They've done that with Tupac. They've done that with DMX. They've done that with goddamn Jay-Z. They've done that with who else? I said Tupac. 21 Savage. See, they almost got their fucking whole cover blown with 21 Savage. They had to, they took him too fast, too quick. They like, hold on, ain't that nigga from the UK? They ain't mean to let that shit get out the way it got out. Damn Trump was too real for TV. He almost blew the whole fucking shit away. 21 Savage ain't from Atlanta. That nigga from the UK. But let him tell it. He said on Vlad, my daddy a junkie. My daddy a junkie. No, your daddy is a doctor, a world-renowned doctor, fam. What are you talking about? I started to think about some shit. T.I. and his son. Now, his son gonna be super famous, but that's like nepotism. Now, T.I. made his rep off of being the king of the South, being, you know, in the trap, selling them things and running the streets and shit like that. You became a millionaire, had kids, your kids ain't gonna have that same struggle. So essentially, it don't matter. Whatever your son talk about is gonna be right and exact, because it ain't about talent, it's about family bloodlines. And I'm sorry, black people of America, it's a like my man George Carlin said, it's a private club and your ass ain't in it. But if you think that these niggas' narratives are like true, like you grew up, went to school with them and shit like that, forgive me, I'm wrong, right? You know more than I know. You was with Aaliyah the whole step of the way of her career, the whole time. But as I stated earlier, it's countless stories of transitions and you understand it to be what it is. But why would you then see somebody that looked just like her in another country, born, bred, and raised in a whole nother country, pop up out of nowhere, but just knowing different languages? Like, everybody ain't fucking Shaniqua and shit like that, fam. Some motherfuckers be just grown up in Spain, look exactly like Shaniqua, but she knows Spanish. She know fucking all types of languages, but don't identify with Shaniqua's lifestyle. She never had to fuck with a nigga like Jermaine. She's been brought up in secret societies. They've been in lodges and things of that nature. So you have the one Aaliyah aspect. And then R. Kelly said, whatever happened, I'm Gucci, cause I'm 10 toes down. He put out a CD called Cookies. No, the CD was called The Black Panties or something like that. And there was a song called Cookies, or he was a cookie monster or something like that. The whole video is a goddamn, everything I'm saying is facts. You can pause every single thing I said, Google that shit, and be like, damn, that nigga not lying. That nigga is not lying. So he got a video called Cookies, a whole Masonic ritual. Why, like, when you're doing a video treatment and you making a song about ass, you ain't even making a song about ass. You making a song about going down and doing some cunnilingus. What part of the video treatment is, let's make this thing a Masonic ritual? We gonna put you in an apron. We gonna put the goddamn amulet on you. We gonna do the procedures and things of that nature. It's going to be a full Masonic ritual. What's the song talking about? Eating pussy? Sounds about right. That don't make sense. Like, you can watch that video with the music off and get a whole different feel, and everything about it don't match up. So sometimes people can be so hypnotized by the music that they don't see what's hidden in plain sight. We should have knew then, because this whole litigation towards R. Kelly is not anything new. Y'all young, but I grew up in a time where you could download a porn of R. Kelly pissing on somebody. And he was in jail, he was in court, he was going to trial for that. It wasn't the point of him going to trial for it, it was the point of, damn, we was watching a video. We seen him. Niggas zoomed in and all types of shit. That was him, okay? So, back then, imagine, like, R. Kelly's career was, like, not the same since then. But for him to still have a career after that, that's just letting you know it's some deeper shit happening. Because millions of people seen R. Kelly piss on an underage girl and still stepped into the name of love afterwards. Still put our key in the ignition afterwards. That is cognitive fucking dissonance, okay? So karma is like, it's not even a point of, did he do it or did he not do it? Like, I don't even fucking know. Like, it's like, you got to look at it from a practical shadow work aspect and say, if this was real, if this was an actual thing, then he would have been in jail. Because what God, what jury, what man, what women looks at a tape of a man doing something and say, you know what? That ain't him really. That don't really, like, if you look at it from this angle, but see, if I tilt my head and look at it upside down, it's not even a man no more. It's a tree, right? So that would create cognitive dissonance in a whole society of young men and women who can see something with their own eyes and then be like, you know what? This song still really jams though. So, like, it's like listening to the boogeyman and then just not even caring that he's a boogeyman, just letting him just keep influencing you and influencing you and influencing you. So essentially something came in from like an energetic thing that was cancel R. Kelly, and cancel R. Kelly was an energy that I don't even know if a person could like really say why, other than everything that they've been reading secondhand. You ain't never heard of a person having a personal experience with the dude. So I'm looking at this whole situation like, wow. And then at the same time, DMX transitioned this year. Michael K. Williams transitioned this year. And I'm like, how does this all connect to Aaliyah and R. Kelly? And then Spirit was like, Romeo Must Die. And I was like, what? Wait, Romeo Must Die? Aaliyah and DMX was in a movie about a Chinese cartel. But the movie is kind of it's kind of like based on Romeo and Juliet. So I was like, okay, what do that have to do with anything? So during my live last night, something had compelled me to say, all the world's a stage. That's a quote by Shakespeare. Shakespeare is the author of these particular plays or movies. So people like DMX, people like Aaliyah, these higher elites of black entertainers are trained actors. So they are trained in the ability to channel divine entities. And the mind control that just happens in America is just like sectioning America off. But the same mind control is happening in every single country. Meaning that these people work so hard to have us in a particular mindset. These like rituals, such as like R. Kelly being found guilty at this particular time. And then like they'll probably bring some George Floyd shit up. And then they'll bring this back up. Kobe Bryant back up. These things are not like random. Like they'll probably do this and then they'll go right into Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez again. All of these people who are taking part in these things aren't like, you can feel like they real people like me and you, but at the same point, this is all ritual. All of the world's a stage, and Romeo must die. So Romeo Must Die is a ritual that is done in reference to creating this archetypal martyr energy, this mob-like energy, like what happened with R. Kelly. It's like he is the symbol, he is the GOAT, he is the one person that done wrong things, right? Nobody else did nothing wrong over these past 20 years or nothing. Only R. Kelly. So everybody in the industry, everybody who's done wrong in the past 20 years are absolving their energy onto R. Kelly. It's very Jewish. This is very symbolic. Like, this is like the creme de la creme of ritual, fam. I'm not saying that R. Kelly isn't a bad person if you want to believe him to be a bad person, but everybody is free because he is imprisoned in the hearts and minds of the people. So the people who is associated with him, which are a lot of your favorites, still out here scot-free. Just to bring some symbolism to this whole ritual, the ritual of the scapegoat is a Jewish mysticism scapegoat, and it's from Jacob and Abraham. Abraham had heard from God that in order to serve God, he had to sacrifice his first son, Jacob. And since Abraham was so in alignment with what God had to say, he was willing to sacrifice his son, Abraham. And then right before he's about to do it, God said, hold on, I was just playing. Why don't you go get a goat instead, fam? So the goat was then brought into the center, and everybody would pour their sins onto the goat. And there was two goats, actually. One goat got to live free. The other goat was killed. And so essentially that goat, or no, because I'm not a Jewish mysticism person, so excuse me if I'm getting it fucked up. Please correct me. But the goat that was sin, that you put all your sins on, was just sent out the village to just kind of go. And then the one that stayed was killed. So essentially, the scapegoat is the ability for the community to be sin-free. It's very ritualistic. It's very Masonic. It's very like Kabbalistic in a sense of, it makes perfect sense to me why they're doing it. It's like a getaway, get out of jail free card if you really think about it. Imagine all of the motherfucking low down dirty slime balls that is just fucking sipping a Mai Tai right now with a fucking underage girl right now, while y'all all focusing on R. Kelly's ass. Imagine that, right? Imagine a motherfucker right now dirtier than a fucking little kid's sock after playing outside all day. Motherfucker just goddamn, can I get another martini, waitress? Let me get a double. These motherfuckers done crucified this man and they ain't even worried about my ass no more. Hallelujah, like y'all couldn't even fathom another person like R. Kelly. Y'all can't even think of it. Y'all want to give all of the negative child rapist energy to R. Kelly. He done got every single kid in the world. Something bad happened in the world and it was R. Kelly's fault. That is classic scapegoat, public humiliation, ritual, and it don't have shit to do with R. Kelly. It has everything to do with the people associated with him in his particular cabal or Masonic lodge. Because the reality of a Masonic lodge is to control the population so the population does not what? Deify themselves. Do the practical shadow work. Pay attention to their damn selves. So no matter if you go to the barbershop today, guess what they're going to be talking about? If you go to the hair salon today, guess what they're going to be talking about? If you go online today, guess what they're going to be talking about? In reference to what's the most important thing that a person should be talking about today, is always this practical shadow work of tuning into yourself. Because if you reference in a public ritual, let's talk about it, but let's talk about the orchestrators of the ritual. What if I told you that how it played out wasn't what the narrative said it was? What if I told you that people ain't died? What if I told you motherfuckers ain't in jail right now? Motherfuckers been chilling. Motherfuckers will always be chilling because motherfuckers not even American. They don't even care about Rollo's ass, Jermaine's ass, what's happening down the street, the cookout. They got a whole set of rituals, a whole set of way of life, and they look at y'all like, damn, how contained in your mind could you be? Do you not tune in or tap into your soul at all? You care about everything that I'm presenting to you, meaning that an energy and an entity that haven't even supposedly been alive for these past 20 years that people still care about. But if you put out a mixtape and this is your family, they wouldn't give a fuck about it. If you put out a blog post, nobody would read it. But somebody say, like, niggas been listening to Aaliyah CDs on YouTube this whole entire time. What are you talking about? I didn't stop listening to Aaliyah, so why is it a big deal now? Oh, you talking about mind control and rituals. So we gonna bring Aaliyah CDs out. We gonna have a schedule. September, beginning of September, we gonna start rolling out her albums. Once we roll out her albums, we gonna convict R. Kelly for the crimes. Okay, that makes a whole, that's not planned out at all. That's completely random and isolated. That's not a ritual at all, family. I apologize. I'm tripping. You mean it? Because the rollout of Aaliyah's music, which is not even a rollout, because her music been available on YouTube this whole entire time. But let's just act like we're re-releasing it on Spotify and shit. Okay, cool. We'll give you that. But once we done rolling out, let's convict R. Kelly of the crime against marrying Aaliyah. Isn't that perfect? That's almost too perfect, fam. I mean, if you wanted to just, like, thrash on a nigga, like, if you wanted to make a nigga look bad, I mean, goodness gracious. You got everybody that's her fans and all of that energy, because this man literally was crucified by public opinion. The same way as Bill Cosby was crucified by public opinion. When you start to examine the details of these cases, I'm not even talking about R. Kelly's case, because I ain't looked at the details of it. I don't know. I don't necessarily even care. I canceled R. Kelly in fucking 2000. Fucking, I canceled R. Kelly on LimeWire, fam. R. Kelly pees on girl. I canceled that nigga a long time ago. I canceled R. Kelly at Chocolate Factory. So the fact that y'all just now canceling, bruh, is funny to me, but oh well. He was always that dude that pissed on a little. You can't just scrub that out of your eyeballs and I don't got the cognitive dissonance like that. What? It don't even matter. If she was 25, I just got a real issue with just pissing on somebody. Like that don't even seem like the practical shadow work thing to do. I mean, that means that you have not done practical shadow work if you find the need that you just feel like you gotta piss on somebody. That's some weird ass shit to think about, but I digress. So, and then you got in the mix to that, you got Omar, where it's like, damn, what's the ritual with Omar? Well, Omar has played this particular archetype that is not his personal energy. Practical shadow work is to deal with the homosexuality that either came from trying to get the words for it. What's the shit called? Mounting, because I was going to say horsing. That ain't the word. So when you mount an energy, so whose energy did Omar mount? He mounted the Kalki energy. Kalki is a avatar of Krishna who is signaling the end of times. All of this is all fact, fam. Google Kalki, avatar of Krishna. Now, Google Michael K. Williams plays Kalki on Boardwalk Empire. So in reference to the practical shadow work of that, then the Omar energy, and then he took on the mantle of Pascal Beverly Randolph, but then they fucking did Pascal Beverly Randolph fucking dirty. Now, all I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna just say it like this so y'all can understand it. I personally love pussy. But if a person did my life story over and just had me being a booty warrior and things of that nature, having me being homosexual, that's kind of fucked up at the end of the day, because that wasn't who I was. Or I'm a peaceful person. But then they did my life story over and now I'm gangbanging, throwing up Crips and Bloods and Vice Lords and shit like that. That don't work either. So his name was Montrose in Lovecraft Country. Mont, mountain, mound, Rose, Rosicrucian. Mound, Rosicrucian is the code word for Pascal Beverly Randolph. He is the Rosicrucian. Google Rosicrucian Pascal Beverly Randolph. Now, you'll see the rose in Rosicrucian now, don't you? Now, look at Rosicrucian and mounds and things of that nature. Montrose. Montrose was the father, correct, of Tick. So the father of Western occultism, because where did they go? Did they not go to Masonic lodges and things of that nature? Didn't Montrose know more about the Masonic lodges than Tick? Didn't y'all remember the episode where they was talking and he was like, damn, Dad, you know a whole lot about these goddamn Masonic lodges. Yeah, nigga, I created them. Okay? So that's one level of it. Montrose, Pascal Beverly Randolph. Pascal Beverly Randolph was all about sex magic. He was all about masculine and feminine energy. He was all about it. So when they put out the show Lovecraft Country, they took the Omar energy and merged it with Pascal Beverly Randolph's energy and had him out here like he was Pambajira. Pascal Beverly Randolph said, I love Pambajira, but I am not fucking Pambajira, my guy. I am not going to be twirling around in no fucking ballroom. Never a day in my life. I'm the father of Western occultism. If I was gay, you could have called me gay. But if I wasn't gay, don't call me gay. That's not cool. Everybody not gay. Everybody don't want to be classified as that. And if you are, cool. But that wasn't the story. Montrose is Pascal Beverly Randolph. Pascal Beverly Randolph is not fucking Omar. Is not fucking no character in The Wire that want to be hard and have a shadow self. No, Montrose is the most beautiful energy that you ever would want to deal with. But they fucking had him like, they did full ritual during that show. And then they was like, all right, what we gonna do for season 2? Nothing. So everything came to a screeching halt. Everything came to a screeching halt. Riddle me this, Batman. They had 16 Emmy nominations. It was a fan favorite. The highest ratings, like, great ratings. But they did not do a season 2. Because Pascal Beverly Randolph said, oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Y'all will not get this shit off. So at the end of the thing, they killed off Montrose, right? He died. What happened in real life? What happened in real life? And so that's the ritual. When you sign up, he read the script. Maybe they edited the script, but practical shadow work is like, oh no, I can't do this. But when you need a check, when you got a habit and you just doing shit, and they know you just doing shit, this is when they mount you. And when they mount you, you got to be ready to take whatever that's going to take, because they're not going to put a positive image on these men. From Ray Charles. You know how brilliant Ray Charles is? It'll fucking blow your mind. You know what they had him doing in that movie? Shooting up dope. Like, they had a movie about, like, J. Edgar Hoover. Like, he was a cross-dresser. Do you think they showed that in the movie? No. Because his mythology matters. When it comes to our mythology, it is like, it's the opposite of that. But the opposite of the mythology and the stereotypes of, like, so riddle me this. I know it can happen, but that's a father. The very nature of being a father is heterosexual. Why can't it just be that? How you gonna have to deal with the fact of your father having an identity crisis in the midst of fighting fucking extraterrestrial entities? He fucking up the whole shit by worried about like everything is resorted to his trauma around his sexual decision. And I guess if that's the narrative you want to put forward, if that's the ritual you want to do, but as y'all can see, somebody didn't like that. Somebody didn't like the way that shit went down. Because for one, the season 2 would have been picked up. And for 3, my mans would still be out here living his life vibrantly and fully, breathing in this fresh prana, doing practical shadow work like me and you. But when you don't do practical shadow work, you are essentially an addictive personality. You going off one feel-good thing to a next. And you will fall under these particular Masonic rituals unbeknownst to you, because you so thirsty for a check, you so thirsty for what these enemy energies can give to you, when in fact the best thing that you can give to yourself is to purify your blood, purify your body, let the meat go, learn to love your partner at a deeper level. Like last night I gave my wife a massage, and I challenged myself while I was giving her the massage. You know how like I didn't want my sexual energy to come into the massage at all. So I was just like listening to music, and I was like, I'm gonna just massage her for 10 songs. Right? And after the 10 songs, I'm gonna just see how I feel and just keep going. Like I was just going to massage, like give her a long massage and remove my sexual energy. I'm like, damn, fellas, y'all be massaging y'all girls anymore? Y'all got any good oils, or y'all just be sticking y'all dick out? Acting like it's a damn, acting like you a damn fucking jackrabbit or some shit, Take your time, man. You got a whole goddess in front of you. You got to get to learning to enjoying that energy that's in front of you. And I promise you, the transformation that takes place, see, that's the real meditation. That's the real shadow work. The conversation and communication. Like Spirit was like, and I'm gonna end this video like this. Spirit was telling me some funny shit last night. It was like, well, not last night, like the evening, during the evening time. And it was like, so I was thinking about like foreplay and things like that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna give her a massage. And it was like, yeah, foreplay, you gotta do foreplay. It's literally how you turn her on. Like she's turned on by so like if you just have sex, she might be just turned off, right? She's not even activated. So fellas, take your time, have communications, what you like, what you don't like. Let me give you a massage, let me rub your body down, let me toss your salad, you feel me? I'll see y'all later. Peace.